Hey there, and welcome to your 5 Essentials Equipping class. This is Dr. Kaylee Judge. For those of you that I haven't met yet, I practice with my brother, Dr. James Judge, at our office in St. Charles, Illinois, at Judge Family Chiropractic. We have a passion for helping people reach their full potential when it comes to their health. Today's talk that you're listening to is designed to help you bring in the 5 essentials that we teach. I'm going to go through what all 5 of those essentials are and what they mean. So make sure that you have your notes ready. This is the time where you start to be like a student. Take the notes that you need to take, and we'll be referring back to them as we go. Just to let you in on our purpose in this office is to change the way that you view and manage your healthcare by applying the 5 essentials. And so what does that mean? You know, a lot of times people view just simply health as how we look and how we feel. And so most of the time, people aren't understanding that it's really how we function and how we heal. And so that's our mission here in this office is to change the way that you see your health and that you are in control of changing the outcomes. Recently, there has been just so many different avenues of people, whether they be patients, family, or friends, coming to me with things that they've gone through, hardships, and they've lost their health along the way and are experiencing difficulties when it comes to getting that back. And so we have designed this class to help you incorporate these 5 essentials so that you don't have to deal with the heart disease diagnosis, diabetes, or cancer. And even if you are living currently in those states, what is it going to take to optimize your healing, to start to reverse disease, to start to get you off of medication, decrease the number on the weight scale, and change your experience with health? And so when we think about what the 5 essentials are, we've got core chiropractic, which is really, truly, number one, our focus in the office. That's why when you first come in, we check to see what your nervous system looks like, how well it's functioning. We check your spine and take x-rays to see if you have any subluxations on your spine, and then what we need to do to get those corrected. We also have nutrition as one of our 5 essentials, which we're going to go into detail today. We also have mindset, oxygen, and exercise, and minimizing toxins. I'm going to go through all 5 of these essentials. I just want to make sure that you have them written down. So number 1 is core chiropractic. Number 2 is nutrition. Number 3 is mindset. Number 4 is oxygen and exercise. And number 5 is minimizing toxins. And so as we go through these, we're going to break them down. We have a class for each one of these 5 essentials to allow you to see what it's going to take to become a ninja at each one of these things here. So if you're sitting in this class and you're part of our office, you're currently a patient here, you most likely or should have taken a life risk questionnaire. What this is going to tell us is kind of the scale of where you are in your health, whether you're living that max living lifestyle, whether you are doing really well, whether you are vulnerable or at a high risk. Somewhere on there, you're in a scale. Most people are in the yellow, orange, or red scale. And if you are in that scale, I want to make sure that you are paying close attention to the upcoming events, to the nutrition, and the difference between the advanced plan and the core plan, and then also understanding your opportunity to do a functional nutrition consultation and also go through the process and the program with us. We should be having a goal of having those numbers be as low as possible. On the second page of your LRQ, what we call it, the life risk questionnaire, you're going to see a bar graph. The longer that those bar graphs are, the worse off you're doing in those categories. And so I want you to pick the top 2 or 3 of the 5 essentials to really focus on in the next 2 to 3 months so that you can start seeing a change in your health. And so whether it be chiropractic, which most people, if you're doing your home care exercises, getting your adjustments, we're already working on that. So maybe skip over that. But maybe it's your nutrition or your mindset or oxygen and exercise, or it is your detoxification markers. Pick 1 or 2 of those things that you can work on over the next 60 to 90 days, and you'll see a massive transformation happen in your health. When it comes to core chiropractic, myself and Dr. James come from a family that we have 4 generations of chiropractors in our family. Dr. James was the 28th chiropractor, and I was the 32nd chiropractor in our family. So to say this runs deep in our veins is no lie. We are true-blooded chiropractic family, and we never grew up with a medicine cabinet. We never grew up running to the doctor. We always went home and we got adjusted from our aunts and uncles and even our grandfather. And we sat around campfires learning about chiropractic. And now we do community dinners and we do doctor's reports and we do talks like these to help you understand what chiropractic is. We know that the nervous system is what runs and controls your entire body. It starts with your brain. It uses your brainstem, your spinal cord, and your nerves to communicate to your organs, your cells, and your tissues. If there's an interference to that system, the organs, the cells, and the tissues begin to shut down. And what an interference is a big, long word that chiropractors use called subluxation. So subluxation is when we look at the spine. We want to be having you be completely straight from front to back. From the side view, we want to have 3 curves at 45 degrees. In that position, there's no pressure on the brainstem, the spinal cord, or the nerves coming out of your spine. Now, if the bones shift outside of their normal position, that's called subluxation. Those subluxations are what we work on in the office. When you get adjusted, Dr. James and I are finding that subluxation and moving it back into the position that it needs to be in. We also have a process called mix, fix, and set. So you might be wondering, why do I come in here, I do the exercises, and then I get adjusted, and then I go do more exercises? That's all for a purpose. The first part, when you walk in here, you're going to be doing the wobble and the traction. The wobble is designed to rehydrate the discs to prepare the ligaments and the muscle tissue around the spine to receive the adjustment that you're going to get and help to warm up the spine to be getting adjusted. When you're doing the wall traction, whether it be under your chin or up on your forehead, specifically prescribed for you, what that's doing is also rehydrating the discs in the spine to allow the fluid to come back in, and also activating the muscles to get ready for the adjustment. The next thing that we do is called fixing it. When Dr. James and I find the subluxation, perform the adjustment, that's fixing the spine, putting it back into position. And then you'll go out and put your head weights on or do the cerviguard or just do the pull without any head weights. Some of you are on the vibration platform and some of you are on the black mats. That is called our setting. So basically what we're doing in that realm is putting the weights on or the cerviguard to set what Dr. James and I just did, and also start to train the muscles and the ligaments to hold it in that position, working towards getting back to a 45-degree curve when we look at it from the side, and also getting you to be straight from front to back. At home, you have specific exercises to do that have come in a home care kit. You've got a wobble, a traction, you've got the wedges, you've got the foam rolls, you've got the head weights, all kinds of different things with a sheet of specific exercises that you should be doing. Now, one of the most underrated exercises that we have that is mostly really valuable for you, but people just kind of disregard it, is those foam rolls. Those are the ones where the big foam roll will be under your neck and the little foam roll will be under your low back. You'll be laying on that for about 5 to 15 minutes and working towards sleeping on those through the night. Those are actually going to be what helps to mold and shape your spine. Now, that should happen every single day, 5 to 15 minutes at bare minimum, but working towards training yourself to be sleeping on those, along with doing the rest of the exercises as well. If you have more questions on specific exercises, you can ask one of our team members. You also have a website to go to, drjudge.maxliving.com. If you have trouble getting to it, ask us and we'll help guide you to it. The next essential that we talk about is our nutrition essential. This is my most favorite besides the chiropractic, is my most favorite essential that we teach here in the office, because I have seen the power of nutrition. When people start to apply good quality nutrients to their bodies, we see people heal and function the way that God designed them to. Now, I'm not going to go through a ton of detail because I actually do a monthly Nutrition 101 class here in the office, and I would love it for you to get signed up for the next class coming up. Ask the team, we'll get you set up. There should be a pink sheet for you to sign up for that. But that's where I go through about an hour to an hour and a half worth of information to answer all nutrition questions, to really lay out the advanced plan and the core plan, and to kind of direct you on where to go with that. Couple big things that we're going to be making changes to our meats and our dairy. So we're going to be buying better meat and dairy, getting rid of the dirty dozen, and adding in supplements to our regiment. Now, one big question that people have is, what is the dirty dozen? This is where I would say if you are getting ready to jump into buying more organic and less conventional, you start here. You can type in actually just go right to Google and type in Dirty Dozen and Clean 15, and you'll see a list of items come up. There's some on the screen here. That's the 2024 version of this, but things like strawberries, spinach, collard, kale, apples, nectarines, pears, peaches, grapes, cherries, all of these should be purchased at an organic type. And that can be at a grocery store, at a farmer's market. But the reason why is because there's more toxins that are going to be on the skin of the fruit or vegetable that you're eating. And you want to be able to get the ones that are definitely organic. Now, when we talk about adding in supplements, one of the things that I would say is to have these daily essentials in your arsenal. This is going to be your multivitamin, your omega, your B complex, your D3, and your magnesium. Adding these into your daily routine should be something. We've put them into a nice, easy packet. So if you're on the go or need to have it at work, or you have weird shifts and you're not going to be home when you can take it, these are on-the-go packets for you to have and use and find great quality. You're going to see your hair, skin, and nail get better. You're going to see your energy increase. You're going to see your inflammation start to decrease. You're going to see your immune system start to boost. You'll probably notice that you're going to be getting sick less often. And so that is an important factor for this. The next thing that we talk about is just simply changing what your breakfast looks like. On this screen, you'll see 3 different types of protein. We've got a plant-based protein, we've got a whey protein, and we've got a bone broth protein. You can pick one of those. There's not really one that's better than the other, but I'm going to go through kind of the sequential thought process through which one you should be picking. When it comes to the plant-based protein, I use that one, but I also use the other 2 as well. Plant-based protein would be for people that don't want to have any animal product. Maybe you're a vegan or a vegetarian, or you just have issues with dairy or animal product. That would be the one that you would choose. We also have the grass-fed whey protein. I think this is like a bare minimum, like easy one for most people to use. An easy one for people to get started with. We also have the Pure Path protein, which is a bone broth protein. That is going to be for somebody that's dealing with digestive issues. Maybe you have hair, skin, and nail issues, joint issues. This is the one that I would recommend for you to pick for yourself. We also, on the screen, you'll see Max Greens. We have substituted a product called Greens First. We've been using the Greens First product for over 15 years. We fully stand behind it. And it tastes way better than the Max Greens that Max Living has produced. So you're welcome. It tastes much better. And it comes in 3 different flavors, so you can choose those flavors. I would say if I had to pick a most favorite product, I would say that the Greens First is the one that comes off the head of anything. If you're on a budget and you just like, what should I start with? What should I have? I would say that if you can't buy any other supplements, I would say that the Greens First is the way to go for you. But obviously, best case scenario would be having the protein, the greens, and the essential vitamins just with you for always. You want to make sure that you change your animal products first. So we suggest grass-fed beef, we suggest free-range chicken, wild-caught fish, and a natural source of dairy. And so these three things are, you can buy them at almost any supermarket now. You can go to specific farms. We love All Grass Farms in West Dundee. We also love Rustic Road Farms here in Elburn. Those are some of our favorite places, but you can go to different markets and see what types they have available there. Even Fresh Time, Fresh Market, and Costco are really great options for you as well. Now, we teach two different types of meal plans. We teach the advanced plan and we teach the core plan. The advanced plan is the one that scares people the most. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. The core plan is going to be your bare minimum standard of engagement. The advanced plan is, if you see on this screen, the things that are coming up here, we've got high triglycerides, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. We've even got cancer, fibromyalgia, heart disease, diabetes, all kinds of different things. Here's the deal, to make it simple. If you have any sort of diagnosis that you've been given, if you're taking any sort of medication, if you're overweight and can't seem to get the weight off, the advanced plan is for you. The next question is how long should I do the advanced plan? I would say a minimum of 30 days, a maximum of until the thing that you need to be corrected is corrected, and then keep going a little longer. So there's no magic number for disease to reverse. It's been there for a long time, so it's going to take time for you to reverse it. So we want to make sure that we understand that also. So if you're dealing with some sort of a disease, can't lose weight, or are on medication, the advanced plan is for you. Again, in my Nutrition 101 class, I'm going to go through specific steps that you're going to need to change to go through that. To give you some insight on this, there's three basic changes that we're going to make. We're going to talk about removing sugar and carbohydrates completely. Except for the only fruit that you can eat is going to be berries, grapefruits, and Granny Smith apples. Yes, specifically Granny Smith apples and not Fuji or any other type of apple that you want to throw at me, specifically Granny Smith apple. You want to change the type of protein that you're eating, just like we talked about with the meats that we talked about, and also change your bad fats from good fats. And so you want to be cooking with things like coconut oil. You want to be eating extra virgin olive oil, and grass-fed, grass-finished butter is another great and amazing option. Those are really good fat options for you. Now, when we think about these three things, my question for you is, which one do you think is the hardest? And I bet that most of you say that it's sugar. My next question is, why? And you're probably thinking either out loud or in your head, because it's in everything. And the reality is that it's not in everything. It's just in everything that you're buying and you're eating. And so we just need to change what goes into your grocery cart and what gets to your house. That's going to be the way that we start to eliminate these things. So come to the Nutrition 101 class and we will turn you into a label reading ninja and help you to survive, not just survive, but to thrive at the grocery store and make quality decisions. Now, when it comes to your mindset, this is probably the number one essential that we have, because if we don't help you start to change the way that you view your health, nothing else is going to change. I can't force you into making a change. I can't force you into exercising. I can't force you into getting adjusted. I can't force you into doing the right meal plan. You have to make these decisions on your own. And so when we think about this, we think about, what do Dr. James and I want to do? We're not interested in being the place that is forcing people to do things. We are interested in being the place that sees people ready to make a change and want to take action. That's why we take time to do these classes. You'll see the Nutrition 101. We have this class. We have every other month, we have a big event that we're going to talk about in different, all 5 essentials, and really kind of help pour into you for that. When we talk about having a mindset towards success, we have to shift from being a victim to being a victor. What does that mean? That means that no longer thinking that just because a family member had a certain disease or a certain diagnosis, or maybe died of heart disease or died of cancer, that now suddenly you're going to have that same experience too. We could get into epigenetics and how we turn genes on and keep them off, and what lifestyle plays into the role of this. And the reality is that 95% of all disease is lifestyle related. And so we have to start shifting your lifestyle into a health conscious, healthy driven lifestyle in order for you to make some of these changes. Now, some of the tips and tricks that I have for you when it comes to mindset is, number one, peace planning. That's something that I do every single Sunday. I sit down and I lay out my week and figure out when I'm going to be eating and when I'm going to be exercising and when I'm going to be doing different appointments and when I'm going to be at my job and when I'm going to be doing my job, even when I'm not at my job, and going through this process and talking to friends and maybe talking to your spouse and coordinating with kids' plans and their schedules and making sure that everybody's in a flowing conjunction instead of like running through the week on fire trying to figure this out. I love having a solid morning routine, and everybody's morning routine looks different. Personally, I wake up, I make my coffee, I read, whether it be in the Bible or in a personal growth book or something of that matter, depending on the season. Sometimes I'm just reading like a fun, like shut your brain off kind of a book. Then I journal and spend some time in prayer, and that's by what we call our spiritual triathlon. And that's my morning routine. I love it. I thrive on it. I crave it. If I don't have it, I am a different person. We talk about family meetings, coming together at the end of the day. It's like go over what your wins and what your losses are and moving forward with that. Having a positive outlook on life. There's too many people in our world that just shoot negative arrows at us. But if we can flip the switch and start seeing things from a positive perspective, that's going to be incredible for you. We want you to have new hope here in this place, so that whether you come in on a bag full of medications and a disease-ridden body, that there is always hope. If you're still breathing, God still has a plan for you. So don't give up. Keep striving for the next best thing. Stress is a huge thing. We want to make sure that you're eliminating your stress. That starts with getting a good night's sleep, and it might also start with removing some of the people that you're stressing about, maybe even turning off the news or getting off of social media. Doing a social media detox is a great idea for 15 to 30 days. It's a life-changing experience. Now, when we talk about oxygen and exercise, we have a program called Max T3. What that is it's going to be high intensity, short duration versus long, drawn out cardio. So myself and Dr. James, we have two different goals, right? Like Dr. James is an avid CrossFitter. He is a games athlete, and he finished in 2024. He finished at the top 108 in his age group across the world, which is incredible and fantastic. Now, his exercises are all CrossFit. It's weightlifting with some endurance, with some different plyometrics and gymnastics and a whole bunch of things that he does in that. What's different for me is I do triathlon. I race in Ironman and half Ironman races and do more of the endurance type sports. And most people would count that as classic cardio. But what I do differently is during my training, I have bursts of high intensity, short duration throughout my cardio. So I'm making sure that I'm increasing my heart rate. What that's going to do is going to actually help you burn fat for up to 36 hours after working out. It also helps to spike your hormones, your human growth hormone, which is going to help you burn fat over time. It helps to get your cortisol levels to come down, decreasing stress. And so we are huge advocates for this Max T3 program, which you can go to maxt3.com and sign up for that. I think it's a $14.99 per month membership fee, but it is totally worth it. You can do it all at home. Because you're in this class, you're actually going to be getting a packet that I've created, which includes a 30-day workout program that doesn't require any equipment. So you can give that a whirl before you commit to the Max T3 program, or just keep using that program over and over and over again, and you'll get amazing results. The next thing that we talk about is minimizing toxins. And so toxins come from all around. We've got to figure out where they're coming from. They're coming from our food, our water, our environment, cosmetics, cleaners, and containers, and so many other things. That's just what I can fit on this screen right now. You're also going to be getting a packet, in the link, a packet that's going to explain more of the toxic trade outs, the toxic makeover, what you should be cooking with, to different types of body products that you should use, shampoos, conditioners, perfumes, pots and pans, air fresheners, different things that you can kind of go through a list and make check marks of what you should be getting rid of, what you should be trading out. We just want to give you some great sources to take the toxins out of your life so you're not continuing to bombard your system with that. The next thing that I love is your detox system. This is a 2-part system that you're going to be taking, partly in the morning and partly at night. The morning pills, the number one ingredient in there is glutathione, which is the number one antioxidant that your body already makes in your liver, but it also needs more support and needs more help because of the amount of toxins that we have in our bodies. We always recommend doing this for at least 90 to 120 days because a cell cycle has a cycle of 90 to 120 days. And so the idea is to get the toxins out of the cells, adding in good nutrition so you're not putting into and taking away the sources of the toxins so you're not bombarding your system with as much toxins as you were previously. So in that system, the cell detox, I love to think of the cell detox as Pac-Man, that he's going around and collecting all the toxins in your body and putting them in a nice little corner. And then you take the body detox, which the number one ingredient in there is activated charcoal, which that, if you can think of like a red scientific old school horseshoe magnet that's going to go around and collect all the toxins, and then you'll expel it in the morning. So there's a 2-part system that you should be wanting to use. Now, for the next step is our Max Metabolics program. A lot of you might have been hearing the buzzwords of functional nutrition or functional medicine. These are things that have become more and more popular over time. It's something that was created and started by Dr. Mark Hyman, and he's got several programs that we use and information. But in our office, we are actually a functional nutrition office. This is the time that we check your blood, we check your urine, we do stool samples, and even a simple blood panel to see where your health is at right now. This is a program that's eventually for everybody, and I do believe that every single person should be doing this. However, I want to make sure that if you're still eating fast food every single day, you're not exercising, you're not even taking any supplements, there are some things that I want you to do before you step into this. Now, if you're the person that has been changing the way that they eat and are ready to go to the next step, you want customized nutrition protocols and plans, this is for you. Now, what does this test for? It tests for vitamin and mineral deficiencies. It tests for blood sugar imbalances. So whether you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, or leading into diabetes, this is going to show us some indicators of that. It tests for inflammation. So inflammation is the root cause of all disease. There's not a disease out there that doesn't have inflammation associated to it. We've also got oxidative stress markers, which when you take the idea of oxidative stress is like if you take a bite out of an apple and you set it on the table here, eventually what's going to happen is that apple is going to rot. And so that's what oxidative stress is. And so if you have free radicals running around in your body because of the food that you're eating or the toxins that you've been exposed to, you have an increased level of oxidative stress. And so this is going to test for that. We're going to test for toxicity and heavy metals. We'll test for your GI stress, any dysbiosis, bad gut bacteria, and what we need to do to help with that. Fatty acid imbalances, amino acid profiles, stress hormones, and antioxidant status. Also letting us see if you have a risk factor for different cancers and things like that. Now, normally, this would be a full price. And I'll go through what that is in just a moment. But we do have 15% off all supplements today because you listened to this product or to this video here. We want to give a gift to you. Again, bare minimum standard of engagement is the daily essentials for men or women, a protein, and a greens. The protein in the greens should be your breakfast in the morning. A scoop of protein with a scoop of greens, followed up with about 2 cups of almond milk or cashew milk. Blend that up, maybe toss in some frozen blueberries to sweeten it up a little bit. But that should be your new breakfast, and that will hold you over for hours. If you're interested in the Max Metabolics, the functional nutrition, the suggested retail price from Genova Diagnostics is $2,000. We've worked with Max Living because we're such a big network, we've gotten the price from $2,000 down to $750 for you guys to be purchasing that. We're also putting another 15% off of that, which the total comes to about $636 without tax. I think with tax, it's about $680 or something around that ballpark. Again, this is for somebody who's ready to take the next steps in their health. Now, what should you do next? You're going to get an email with a 30-day challenge, with a meal plan, with an exercise program, with toxic makeover ideas. You should start implementing these things for your health. I recommend the 30-day challenge for everybody. It is clearly laid out on one sheet. It makes it super simple for you to do. And then I also would recommend coming to my Nutrition 101 class because I'm going to go through details of what to do. It's about an hour to an hour and a half long, and it just depends on the crowd and if you have questions or what's going on. At that talk, my time is your time, and I've opened up a window for you to ask as many questions that you need, have, or want. In the meantime, if you have any questions, go ahead and just let us know. There are many upcoming events that you can go to. There's also a community dinner that we have. We've got big classes that we have coming up. And so just ask our front desk, what are the next upcoming events that we have available? I'm sure that there's, if you're in our office, a pink slip for you to be watching or to be writing down and getting signed up for those. Again, just to leave you with this, is our vision is to empower everyone to live a healthy life naturally. We want to see you live out the potential that God has for you, and that requires you to be experiencing full health. Thank you. We'll see you soon.